So these mean girls that act like they're intellectually superior are taking photos of spyware on my camera, and the Chinese Empire is watching me asleep in my room to have some sort of sadistic power over me. I have just as much intellectual capacity, except I'm being tortured. They've given me a death sentence, and it's really unfair because they're taking over as a massive heritage that I built, and also like erasing that I was an intellectual and denying me the right to communicate to anybody. Like they've really barricaded all the chats, like in some sort of energy kind of taxation where I'm not allowed to talk to anybody. Before, I was creating all this modern funky things at my mother's house. And I'm just saying, the domination is why I'm deteriorating. The torture of the stomach is why I'm deteriorating. And to cry out shows that you guys think that you're so snobby and upper class because of a group of rebel motorcycles that actually started in a pile of shit themselves and created gang hazing of shit to try and act like they're socially appealing to a group of people that they never really grew up around. So I don't really understand why I'm being so abused after all this torture, and I'm not allowed anyone to help me, and I've got to pack up. I've got a medical emergency, and they've stopped any empathy. Like trying to, for years online, they keep going on that I'm a snake and I was totally innocent. And all these guys were working online saying I'm such an asshole and all these kind of things, and I was totally innocent. And I went off to another part of the country and started going to work, and they said stop, just ignore the negativity, and it escalated where they stopped giving me my resources, and then they started writing these books saying I'm a narcissist. And I'm going to say I am not a narcissist. I've got two sisters. I've had to sacrifice a lot growing up, and um, I've always given selflessly to other people, but of course, there's parts of me that are selfish. You have to protect. You can't completely give yourself all the time, otherwise, how do you differentiate who you are and who somebody else is? Like, then sometimes you need to have some time to have a boundary so that you know there's a, you can have some sort of significant difference between yourself and who the other person is. Otherwise, you're just merging into one kind of person. I like poetry and I like writing songs. I love doing art. I love peaceful nature. I love sitting by the hills. I love watching the ocean. I'm an incredibly peaceful person. These people are taking away my peace. They're not letting me have special services. I'm being framed by all these people, including my cousins. How would you feel if John is going to barricade all your cousins? How would you feel? And they've basically invaded my life and telling people she's a superstar and in love. All of my cousins, and this is what I was so angry about her for so many years. Both of these girls, Poppy, and they're taken away my right to be an emotionally kind person and a really innovative, inspiring person. They keep blocking me moving ahead, but it's just not fair. Like, I'm being abused in all these rooms, and it's torture because I don't have social inclusion, and I'm used to it, and I don't know why they're blackballing me and blacklisting me and then acting like they're the victims of me in a little group. They go and cry, and they're riding motorcycles, injecting people with HIV, selling drugs on the street, beating people up, and then they go back in the public eye and cry, and then they hold people hostage on the dark internet and make all this celebrity tea about me. And it's like, I'm not, this isn't a democracy. She wants me to wear all the pain, all the suffering. She wants me to never have any inheritance of my life. She wants me to never have anything that I've ever worked for. Her father bet the shit out of me out of Australia, and then I got put in a court case with Scrooge McDuck, Dom father, getting rid of me, and she's just keeping me in a pile of dirt that this is my last kiss, and they injected me with HIV, and my consciousness says that there's something wrong with these women in power and fashion and influence if they think that that is actually like winning in life. If you think like starting a massive crime of putting somebody with years of character references that are really great and loving, and you just put her in shit for all these years and persecute her, erase all the education, destroy all the authenticity, and keep battering her till she's like worthless looking and broken stomach with violence of her stomach, I don't feel like you're anything to be, I don't know, so I'm the one being so persecuted, but I feel like the morals in this situation are really out of whack, and I have a lot of empathy for other people, and that doesn't mean being a pushover or putting up with people doing crime in your home. Does it? I mean, just because you're some sort of celebrity doesn't mean you can be a real, like, psychopath and follow people around, does it? I mean, I'm kind of being framed as some, like, bitch all the time. Like, I don't, I don't feel safe. I do feel like I want to die, and it's not anything but they're denying me the right to follow my dreams. Why can't I follow my dreams? Why can't I do photography? Why can't I keep looking after myself with my herbal remedies? Why can't I live in a nice house? Why can't I speak in public? Why can't I do journalism? Why can't I have a peaceful, loving life? Why am I persecuted over the peace that I worked for? Why are they blocking all the immigration because that's my step in life? And it says in that thing that government sent me that the Joker was poisoning me, and that Ruben and that girl are always watching my next step and kind of controlling me. And the thing is I should be allowed to be free to do my own life, and I'm not. They're holding me hostage, and it's like they all seem to hate me so much. So I just don't understand why they want to be entangled in my whole life. It doesn't, you want to make it make sense. Why am I not allowed any friends, and all of this whole regime just seems to be about bullying me out of the group? It's just bullying me and outcasting me, so why bring me back here? I don't ever wish pain upon other people, but they wish pain upon me. I don't ever frame people for being a-holes, but they do it to me. They've framed me for being a pedophile. And that's really serious. It's an actual crime, and they're not getting punished. They carry on like it's funny, taking people's monies, taking people's long-standing reputation and kindness that they've built up with people, taking away the goodwill. And then they just want to dress it up and give it to somebody that's been a rotten bitch to people, that beats people up, that uses police to bash people. It's not very fair.